Okay, I think we are all set to go. How's it going, everybody? I hope everyone's having a good week so far, and I hope they're excited for the weekend. That's what I'm trying to say. I've had this phlegmy cough for so goddamn long, and I don't know why. I think it's because the changing of the seasons. But we will get into things. So, kind of with the thumbnail, we're going to continue what I did with last stream, and we're going to keep working on Abaddon. I don't know if we'll keep going until he's finished, like on stream and all that. I might work on him a little bit off stream, unless people want to see him completely finished on stream, which I don't mind doing, but there are a couple other projects that I want to do on stream besides Abaddon. I actually grabbed a can of black primer and got him primed up this time around, so I'm more prepared. I'm excited to paint him up this time. Not that I wasn't excited to paint him up before, but now I can actually do my regular style. Kind of. This one I definitely need to put a little bit more extra time and stuff into because it is a centerpiece model. At least in my opinion, I gotta put some more time in. Ah, yes! Fatmans, you reminded me, before we got into painting, I wanted to do something a little bit new on stream. I wanted to show off my community's minis on stream. So, luckily enough, yours was one of the ones I was going to show off today. Another person, and I thought I had one more. But it might be way higher above than I realized. So, let me get those up. So, yes, let me get those going. First, we are going to do... Okay, I gotta find it. Here we go. This will be the first one that we do. Wow, it is way larger than I intended. I've not even set this up. Wow, why did it make it so big? Bear with me. We're getting there. Okay. This is the first one I wanted to show off. In my Discord, this was uploaded by... His name is just F. F and then like 3 dots. I'm assuming... Well, I don't have to assume. That this is Fatman's model. I like the retro style of the minis from back then. I actually am going to zoom in on stream a little bit to get a closer look for myself. I am also a fan of the bloody claw. I'm assuming that's blood. And how dirty and grungy he is. I also like the 2 separate colors on the helmet and shoulder pad. I am a fan of those. Or at least those styles of models that people get to do. So, that is the first one I wanted to show. I'll hide that for now. And now, the other one. Give me a second to find that. I'll probably have to scooch that one down as well. Here it is. Yep, I'll have to make that one smaller. Professional streamer, everybody, I swear. No, not actually. This one's an Age of Sigmar model, and... Oop. I'm moving around all the wrong stuff. Come here. I like the Age of Sigmar range. I shouldn't cover up chat. I'm sorry about that. Here, we'll put this here. I'll zoom in just so I can see it a bit better for myself. And no, I'll shrink it down a little bit. It doesn't need to be that big. But let's see what's being said. Ah, okay, so it was a chainsword on the medical tool. Well, I still like the little red look on it. It made me think that it was covered in blood. But that, with him being an apothecary, it might not be a bad thing to add, but for the next one. This one is a Age of Sigmar model uploaded by Aatrox? Yes, that's how I'm going to say his name. I don't think I've said that right before. This one, it looks very clean, in my opinion, and that's what catches my eye. The armor, it's shaded in the right spots on the recess, and his cloak, that little bit of like teal on the shoulder pad catches my eye very much. I don't know if it's his lighting that makes it look that way, or if his paint job is like that in general. But those are the two models that I want to show off that are from my community. And I will try to do something like that every... I don't know if I'll try to do it every stream, just because we don't really have a lot of people in there quite yet, but I just want to show off some people's stuff, because there are some really cool models that do pop into my Discord every once in a while. And I feel like it's a shame that not enough people get to see them. And if you're watching and you are interested, I have a Discord. It is completely free to join. It's not just Warhammer stuff that you have to do. It could be any sort of hobby. So if other people do different hobbies, such as like woodworking or cosplay or anything like that, I will also show that stuff off if I find it interesting enough. So, with that all being said, let's get into painting Abaddon. At least I'm going to finish up this cloak, and we can definitely move on to the body. I would say this week has been a little bit low-key for me. Just meaning not super busy or anything crazy going on. I'm kind of missing some like the old work I used to do at my job. But I know if I was doing that said work, I'd be complaining about it quite a bit. So I will enjoy my time that I have right now, but the weather's nice, and I've just been doing a lot of busybody work, so I miss being active and all that. On another note, I've been working on my homebrew chapter in the background. Nothing too crazy right now. I've been just watching videos on like do's and don'ts of making a homebrew chapter, but I'm also trying to think of what I want to make my chapter unique with. It's never always going to be 100% unique because every original idea has already been created. But I am coming up with a good basis, I'd say, for some of the themes. There we go. Themes for my chapter. Just another layer of this purple. It's so dark that it doesn't even look like it is purple, but no, you can kind of tell. I will. Okay, so this Abaddon model, as I said, I think in the last stream for it, is a gift for a friend, and I wanted to be a surprise, but of course, with the YouTube channel and it being right in the damn thumbnail, or at least Abaddon being in the thumbnail, he kind of figured like, oh, you got this model. I also told him not to buy the model anytime soon. So he's like, I kind of had an inkling from when you said that, but I'm excited to see what he's excited to see what I do with the model, and how I get it painted. So, reading what Fat Man said in chat, I'm printing out today, so I'm just chilling on Fallout 4. Nice. I haven't played Fallout 4 in quite a few years. It is my favorite Fallout game, Fallout 4, but that's because I like the base building in it. I have not completed Fallout 4 ever. And I probably should. Just having the game and all that. I know whenever I play Fallout 4, I usually join the Minutemen. I have a hard time joining any other faction in the game. Just for the simple fact of, like, I like being a good person. I like doing good things. The only other one I'm, like, really interested in doing in Fallout 4, and it's mostly just for the armor, and I like their aesthetic, is... what's their name? The Brotherhood of Steel. I like the big suits of power armor and all that. I'm not a big fan of the racism. I am pro-synth in that game, I will say. I'm also going to say I think a synth is different from a robot or android. Although, is it? That's actually a good question. Is a synth different from an android? Yeah, you joined in midway on my talk about Fallout 4 and the factions that I usually join and play. I had to ask, Jake, what is your issue with the French? I thought the French people were very nice in the very few interactions I've had with them. They're unnatural. I think we had this conversation before. Their country felt unnatural, but to me, like, in a good way. I feel like I walked into the Feywild or a fantasy storybook. I would vacation in France again if I ever had the chance. That is too thick. I thought it'd be fine, but it's not. Besides Abaddon, we're also going to finish up the Terminators because tomorrow... I don't know their word for pigeon, and I don't know if I want to. A synth is a clone, then, by the logic. Like, yes, they're grown in a vat, but when you also, like... So a synth technically comes from an artificial womb, then. So they are, in reality, a clone with, like, a few mechanical parts, from what I understand. And Jake, what is the French word for pigeon? Just because I feel like you're sitting on that waiting to say it. Oh, also what I was saying earlier is we are going to finish the Terminators tonight as well at some point. So I'm going to get those done because tomorrow, me and Benny Boy are going to be playing a game of, I think, Combat Patrol together. Because he's got enough models to do a 500-point game. I can easily do a 500-point game. As much as we were going to start with Kill Team, I'm like, let's do Combat Patrol. I have more fun, I think, with smaller army and unit setups than I do with the big ones. But we'll see. Not that I don't enjoy setting up like a big army and like fighting against someone else. But usually by like the third hour of the game, I'm getting really bored and tired. So I'd rather do a like quicker game. But also could depend on like how the game is gone or how I feel about it. Like usually a lot of times what happens is when I'm in a game, I'm getting my butt completely whooped, so I'm not having any fun at that point. I'm not even going to try pronouncing that word. No, because I'm going to butcher it. I'm not going to try and pronounce the word. I know my limits as a human being. I know language isn't... It's... What? What? It's pronounced with a W... Wazoo? It's pronounced wazoo. Okay, first language, and second, wazoo. Look at that flock of wazoo over there. I'm gonna use that with my friends next time when I look at a group of people. Because wazoo to me does not mean pigeon. There's a bunch of wazoo people over there. Or a bunch of wazoos in general. This is where they're unnatural. Isn't part of like the English language, like some words derive from French and all that? Like some of our words come from the French language. I know most of like English, it's a Germanic and mixed a bunch of other places. No, Italian. I mean, I will say the English language has evolved a long time. You do say most, but yeah. Yeah, no, that's what I thought. Like English is a like combination of so many different languages together. Oh, I was getting for a while I was getting some videos on YouTube and Instagram of this old like Middle English or English song that was about like the cuckoo bird or like the mourning dove or something like that. And it was like a song, what it pretty much summarized as is like it's a farming song. And I couldn't understand the words, but I mean, like, it was dubbed so I could read along with it. But I'm like, okay, I can understand some words that are being said, but I don't understand the whole language. I find that stuff a little bit entertaining. I'm not the biggest one on... English is not my first language, I tell people. Even though I am American and that is what they taught me in school. It's a hard language even for a native speaker to learn and read and write. I don't remember all the rules. I've kind of just... So one of the things I've done is the three there's. There's like there, and there. I've given up on using the correct word in what they like mean, and I just use like whatever at the time. Oh, I got friends playing tabletop sim, and now I'm interested. Damn, I'm kind of sad. I'm missing out on playing Magic with some friends, but I did say I would stream. When I get a chance to play on tabletop sim, I have so much fun. At least with the decks I have been playing with. Oh, that reminds me. I was thinking about a community day like Magic game. I mentioned it before. I don't know how many people here were here for that conversation. But I figured if I was going to do that, one, I will make a secondary Steam account, or I'll just like have to be careful who I accept or not. And it would be a private stream, or like if I got big enough to be able to do like a member stream. Because the main thing I don't want to have happen is I don't want Twitch chat to like see what my hand is. One, I'm not good at Magic to begin with. So I have to like figure out a way of hiding it from like Twitch that way. I was also going through a bunch of like older cards I had too. I don't know when they came out, but I'm thinking of building like a forest deck. It might be a pure green. Maybe I'll have another color in it, but what I'm thinking, and the reason why I call it a forest deck, is I have a bunch of like cards that give +1/+1 to like other creatures or stuff like that. So I just want to make a woodland creature deck. That's what I'm thinking of. I want to make like a woodland creature deck. Okay. So we got that first layer of colors on. Now comes the next thing. Mixing the colors together. I'm going to keep working my way across. I might actually just do all the blues. And get them up to the brightness I want, and then work each way that way. That way, I'm not wasting paint, and I know they're done. What's up, Hannibal? It's been a bit. I hope you're having a good evening. Is this a dark enough jump for what I want to do? I think so. Maybe I'll add like one more color of the blue. I hope you had a good weekend, if I haven't said that, or not, or good week in general, not just weekend. Why am I trying to make it brighter? I'm not. I'm trying to make it darker. There we go. That's a good starting point. And I'll just keep mixing and adding colors from there. I am doing well. It has been a slow week, I'd say. But I'm first going to say I hope all your appointments and stuff went well. When I first read it, I was thinking it was like medical appointments, and then I had to like stop assuming that it was. But you have not missed much in the last couple of streams. This has been a Warhammer Chaos Week, is how I will say. Because what I'm working on today is the big bad for Chaos, or one of the big bads. It's the big bad for, like, Chaos Undivided, and the guy that you could say is the current cause for Warhammer's current state. This is another one for a friend of mine. Well, same friend that owns all the Chaos models, but I'm working on these, or this to be his big centerpiece model. He likes this character. The character is called Abaddon, by the way, for those interested in watching. Here's the reason why. Fair enough. I'm glad it was nothing medical. Abaddon is the reason why the Imperium is split in half. For those that don't know. And he comes from the Black Legion. They are the sons of Horus, who started the Horus Heresy. So Abaddon rings a bell probably because you read Lion, Son of the Forest, and his name does come up in the book. He's very prominent in lore in general as well. Yeah. You don't see him, but he's the reason why like people can't see the Emperor's light right now. He pretty much caused the dark side of the Imperium, which is what the Lion's on right now. The Lion's on the dark side of the Imperium. I forget its current name and all that. But I'm working on his cape right now. I got him over here. We built him last stream. I realized I had no spray primer. What's his problem? He needs a shit. Honestly, that is a good question. What is his problem? How do I want to explain that? I mean, they just kind of realize like how bad the Imperium actually is, and they just want to see it gone. They realize that the Emperor is a tyrant, someone who controls people. So they're just trying to tear it all down. Though some days the Imperium does it pretty well on its own. Like they don't need any help from outside forces. But he's been around since 30K. And he's been around that long because the warp messes with time and stuff like that very well. So he's been around for like the past 10,000 years. Or before 10,000 years? He's been around a while. Yes. Horus got corrupted by the Chaos Gods. I don't really know how Horus fully got corrupted. People can fill in if they need to, but how I know it basically is that there was... It really all started with a guy named Erebus, from what I understand, and started with a Primarch called Lorgar. Lorgar is like... He pretty much worshipped the Emperor as a god before there was even a church to worship the Emperor. Like, he is a zealot priest on steroids. But to stay on track and summarize it, Lorgar built a church, started to get people to worship the god as, or get to worship the Emperor as a god, and Emperor didn't like that. Sent one of his sons called Gilliman and another guy named Malcador, and they tried to get Lorgar to change his mind. He wouldn't. He attacked Malcador. The Emperor then shot down a beam of light and destroyed Lorgar's home city. This is all what I've heard secondhand, I will say. None of what I know I've read myself, and I should read myself. Let me... But after pretty much the place burning, Lorgar was like, okay, I know there's actual gods out there. I need to go and find them. And a little pot stir named Erebus, who was a space marine at the time, showed Lorgar about the Chaos Gods. And the Chaos Gods took Lorgar and were like, oh, I heard about that. You see that Hive City? I want a parking lot there. Honestly, true. Very true. But to kind of continue on the tangent and stuff like that, Horus got stabbed by a poisoned knife. This is eventually like when Erebus met up with Horus and stuff like that. So like after the whole Lorgar thing, Lorgar and Erebus went to go like recruit more people to go against the Emperor. Somehow Horus got stabbed with a poison knife. They took Horus to the first Church of Chaos pretty much. Brought him back, but turned him corrupted. And then from there, the Horus Heresy kind of started. Like, it started... There's so much that I don't know about the lore, and I'm like, how much do I really need to say here? But pretty much from there, like, the Horus Heresy just starts. No one really knows who's traitor at the moment, and very slowly the traitors do start to show up. Horus, like, goes and messes around with a couple other orders here and there, getting other Primarchs to join him and do stuff like that. The Emperor was not a good dad to begin with. What time is it? Oh, I need to go check on something in the oven. I will be right back. Sorry about that. I had some fish sticks in the oven, and I wanted to make sure they weren't going to burn. They are done. So yeah, like, over time, other Primarchs fell. Eventually, like, half of them fell to chaos. And the Emperor knew that the Horus Heresy was going to start no matter what. He was just hoping it wouldn't, and tried to make it so it wouldn't be as bad as it could have been. Like, maybe the Horus Heresy is, like, the best outcome he could have gotten at the time, from what we know. Like, if it was any other Primarch that fell to chaos, it could have been a lot worse. And I mean a lot worse. So, and a lot of people didn't really want to believe that Horus fell to chaos either, at least from what I heard. Horus was a very likable person. He was the master tactician, but he tried to make himself a very likable person. And that's just kind of where things went with that. So then the current, 40k thing that we... Chaos comes from a place called the Warp, and that goes way further back, even before the Emperor and the Primarchs and stuff. It goes back to a time called the War in Heaven, and back when the Necrons were around. I probably should do one of these days an actual, like, lore-style video for people in my channel, even though there are plenty of lore channels out there that I think would do a much better job than me. I would always recommend going to, like, Alexander and Coda or any other lore channels. There is so many people out there, but I'm just giving very big bullet points. The simplest thing is, if you know who the Necrons are robot beings in 40k. They come from the War in Heaven. Same thing with the Eldar, and the Orcs technically come from the War in Heaven. But the Warp has always been there as a place. It's where your soul goes in the afterlife. But because of this big war that happened, it caused the Warp to look different, is what I'll say. Because how the material world acts and does things affects Henry Cavill's chosen army, from what I understand, is the Custodians. Those are also in Imperium, and an army that I have as well. I think I might have grabbed them because of Henry Cavill, but I liked them before anyways. But if I'm wrong and Henry Cavill has picked Necrons as well, I might have saw something about that where, like, if he was to do another army, he would pick Necrons, but I don't really know. Anyway, this is the cape for Abaddon, and what I'm trying to do, like I've done with every shoulder pad for the guys that worship chaos. Is it... How the hell did I have this set up? I always seem to mess it up a little bit. There, I think I kind of got it. What I'm kind of doing is the 4 Chaos Gods have a color each. Tzeentch is blue, Khorne is red, Nurgle is green, and Slaanesh is purple pink. So I'm, instead of just doing like the brown cloak that's on the box art, I figured this Abaddon's cloak is all 4 colors, and it will change okay, this cloak will always have 4 colors on it, but it will change on how much of a certain color is prominent. So if he's more doing stuff for Zinch, it becomes more blue. If he's doing stuff for Korn, it becomes more red. More stuff for Nurgle, it becomes more green. If he's doing more stuff for Slaanesh, it becomes more purple. And I figured because of how I've done my buddies' Chaos models, like where I paint up, let's see, I can do it with these 3. I don't have a Nurgle Terminator here, but because I made each shoulder pad be from one of the Chaos Legions, at least at the current moment, I was going to do the same thing for Abaddon. If he's watching this and he hears this, he's breaking his own promise talking about my friend. Because I invited him on stream tonight, but he's like, I want Abaddon to be a surprise. So, I appreciate the offer, but I'm going to not come on. Just pretty much wait till a minute. I'm like, sad, but understandable. Yeah, sorry, I sidetracked myself there a little bit. I don't know what I was talking about beforehand. Okay. Now I need 2 reds. I'm probably going to leave this thumbnail up that I have for the stream for like 1 more. I'm going to switch it back to the regular image after this. But I figured it was getting kind of boring having the same like mini painting and chill thumbnail for a bit, and I want to do something kind of funny and unique, but we'll see. I thought it was Custodians. Like he's been pretty prominent saying that like he's always been a fan of Custodians and would keep like picking them. They're a good army, they're a strong army. And I mean, if you know how to play them, then you can be pretty good with them. A lot of people call them the Banana Boys, just because they're painting gold so much. Thank you. It was a quick 1-day creation. I wanted to do something funny. I wanted a funny little joke one. And not yesterday. Wednesday stream being the 13th, I wanted to do something for Abaddon. Because that's another thing with lore. Abaddon took 13 tries to be able to break the Imperium. So I figured, hey, I'll build Abaddon on the 13th of August, and I'll make a funny little thumbnail and go from there. I want to have a few other, like, unique thumbnails depending on what I do. I just gotta take time to do it is the main thing. This is such a bright red to jump to from that darker red. But yeah, that image that the thumbnail is, it's an image of Abaddon throwing a ship at a planet to destroy it. He pretty much rage quit and threw a controller at the TV screen is how I would describe it. And that's not a cheap ship either that he destroyed. He destroyed like a really old, dangerous relic just to break a planet. And honestly, if I was Abaddon and I had to deal with chaos and everything else in my life, I'd probably throw a controller at a TV screen as well. But it's also where we get the planet broke before the guard did. And Cadia still stands. I gotta read that book at some point. That's on my list of Warhammer books, but I'm taking a little break from Warhammer books a little bit and just researching other stuff. Like I said before, I'm building a custom Space Marine chapter, which is why in the Discord I made a homebrew lore section and like a Warhammer lore thing, kind of. It's a two-prong system. One, we get people like Hannibal that come in and don't know much about Warhammer, and where I don't always stream, and we get people that know a lot more than me and might want to share the knowledge. I want to have a little library section. Yeah, I suggested before and no one really said anything, and I'm like, you know what? We need this. We need this more than I think people realize. Plus, like, when we get people like Jake in here that talk about their Warhammer lore, which I remember some of it, but I don't remember all of it, I'm like, I need a spot for people to throw in their lore so I can go back and keep track of it, because currently, while I'm working on my homebrew chapter, I'm like, do I want to use any of my subscriber or watchers' custom stuff in my lore making? Or do any of them have some like interesting ideas that might be good for building into what I got going on? I forgot who mentioned it, but I will say, after Saturday, I will have like a battle report video coming out. Saturday I am playing Warhammer with my Chaos friend. I figured I would film it and then give a little battle report style thing. Pretty much just like an overview on how the game went, so that you guys can see in video time me getting my butt completely kicked in Warhammer, and you can all see how bad I actually am at the game. I have a few other things. I was debating about making today be the start of building the Space Marine challenge and all that, but I want to work on the homebrew chapter a little bit more. I have been sitting and thinking on the homebrew ideas a little bit. I have the planet. I hope I get to win a game. It'd be nice to break my my losing streak, but we'll see. I'm going with a very even army against him, I think. He's not going to be using Abaddon, and I'm not going to be using a big character against him. But I am going with some of the same ones. Like, he's got Terminators, I got Terminators. He's got a medium tough unit, I got a medium tough unit. He's got some, like, throwaway units, I got some throwaway units. So I'm trying to make it a relatively even team game. Oh, I just realized that I made my list in a 5-man squad, and it actually should be a 10-man. Yeah, I'll maybe keep it as a 5-man squad. That's just one of the units I have. Like, what I'm going to be running is a 5-man squad of Terminators, running a 6-man squad of Blade Guard vets being led by a Judiciar. Sneaking a few Doomsday rockets from the Skaven. Maybe. Oh god, I can't even build my list right now. Someone suggested, like, building the Warhammer list with, like, live on stream. I forget who said it. I saved it in a Google Docs, like, their suggestions. I don't know who did say it. I want to give them credit. But yeah, they said, like, they'd like to see me play Warhammer, and then they want to see, like, a showing of the 2,000 point army challenge at some point. I'd like to know who said such a thing. But talking about fantasy, I do want to get into fantasy. That also brings into the homebrew chapter. I've been kind of thinking about it a little bit more. So I know I've painted up a Dark Angel homebrew successor chapter, and now I'm kind of changing my mind again. I'm not going to do just Salamanders and Dark Angels. I'm going to keep repeating it until I eventually get to showing and saying it. But I got the homebrew one. I'm working on the color scheme. I got the planet and the only hive city that's on the planet done. And I have a reason why there's only one hive city. And if you know what a hive city is, most planets have more than one hive cities. This one only has one. And the reason being is I'm taking inspiration from a planet called Catachan and also my favorite movie series, and I'm combining the two. Let's get one more layer of bright red in there. Get that all mixed in. I've not worked on the world map anymore. I actually need to do a dungeon map for some friends. Or I need to do the dungeon map for friends. I have it in mind. I'm going to do it in my drawing program that you guys saw. And I've been doing research on like how to run bandits and gnolls and zombies a bit better for that game. I will keep you guys updated on how it goes. What I'm thinking is... Okay, so for the first game, they're going to do a recon mission into the forest to find a new spot that the people want to clear to get like firewood and stuff like that. And they're going to stumble upon a bandit encampment that's been also raiding the settlement as well, or at least their trade routes and stuff like that. So they're going to find that encampment. It's going to be a mixture of humans and zombies. Or at least one's infected by the like undead curse I have going on. I'm going to also set up... It won't be just regular combat. The bandits will have lair traps and stuff. Because you got to think, they're humans as well. If you're set up in a spot and you don't want people getting there, you're going to set up some sort of trap or like early warning system to kind of like let you know who's coming down the road. Oh, so maybe what I'll do is as they're like walking the path, they get close enough, they'll get attacked by like a perimeter group of bandits that will give the other bandits time to escape from their place. So depending on how fast the players beat those bandits, which I'm thinking of only doing like... They're all starting at level 3. No acid waterfalls, but I thought about doing a log trap. Um, maybe a couple wolves, like for the pack tactics. Pack tactics. That's not a bad idea. This is gonna be the brightest red. So yeah, I thought about having like a couple falling log traps. I would block some areas off or try to crush people. How much more do I have for? Okay, we're still good. I'm like checking the music to make sure I can stop it before the ad shows up. Besides that, definitely have like a couple arrow traps or spots like that. If the players are walking in this section, they could get hit by bandits shooting arrows and all that. I can't. It's got to fit the setting. There's no like lava in a forest. If there was, the forest would probably be catching on fire. I can have like. I'm kind of trying to be a little more realistic-ish in how I look and think on it. It's gonna be so bright red, but I need it because I've taken so much color away by just touching it. If they get to a mountain biome and they like are dealing with like a volcano-like area, then yeah, I'll have lava and stuff. But I'm trying to be a little rat stream. Yeah, see now you're thinking like plague rats just coming down in the stream. So I'll work on it. I have until the 30th, so I have 15 days to work on it. But I really haven't built anything either because I'm waiting on my players to get me their character sheets, so I also know what I'm dealing with. Like, I like to know what my players are going to be running so that I can also build encounters around that. Am I going to be dealing with a lot of magic users, even though magic isn't very prevalent in this world? Am I going to be dealing with a lot of up-close fighters? I kind of want to make a balanced encounter, but also something that would be fun and entertaining for the players. Okay. I'm going to be skipping. Currently, I don't have a big bad yet, and keyword is yet. I don't want to really spoil anything, because if I have some players watching, I know one of them could be watching, Mr. Afro Ninjask, if he's in chat. I doubt it, because he said he doesn't want to be spoiled by this. But I could have my buddy Marcus, who was on stream not too long ago, be in chat. Actually, I need these two colors next. These are the two. I'd like... Do I already have green down? Oh, I do have green down. I don't even need that. I would like the bad guy to be someone who uses the undead or sees the undead as, like, not a curse and something like that. Heresy? There's no heresy here. Don't worry about it, Jake. Or Jack. There is no heresy here. You don't need to worry about it. These aren't my models, I swear. I am holding them for a friend. I actually don't have my sus, but I'll accept it. It is the truth. These are actually not my models. I'm working on them for a friend. He is a fan of the Black Legion. So, and he's also getting into Warhammer as well. Oh my god, no. Get out of my head. So, funny thing, Hannibal. I was running a pirate campaign for some friends, and I wanted to have an NPC just be 3 raccoons in a trench coat that spoke Spanish. Unless I've already said that on the channel and you're referencing that. If not, that is a very funny coincidence. Funny to me. Going over to what Jack says. I want to build an Iron Hands... Oh, no, you said Iron Hands. I want to do an Iron Warriors army, but in 30k. Ah, damn it. I thought like you were saying your own unique idea. Damn you, but damn you in a good way. Vampire the Mosquito game is going nutty with it. Those are some words right there. Oh no, that's Jake. It's okay. Yep, Jake with the E. Jack is CK. I gotta remember, I went to school with a guy named Jack. Third edition is good to play, honestly. Is that not... Okay, what the... Was that actually not mosquito? What word were you saying? Also, yes, I might be dyslexic, but I don't need to be sworn at. I am going to look up that word real quick, and then I will jump in with chat, I promise. Oh. I see. I see my mistake. Also, Jake, I'm trying to follow along with what you're saying. Are you talking about, like, 3rd edition Warhammer and 2nd edition Warhammer? Or what are you talking about in general? Yeah, Masquerade. I realize now it's a Masquerade. I know what a Masquerade is. Okay. I thought you were talking about 30k, but I'm still kind of like learning what different slang is that people use for it. So, yeah. Oh, okay, so the 3rd edition for 30k. So did it come out when the newest Terminators and stuff came out? The Saturnine box, something like that? I want to get those models. I want to get them and I want to use them in my current like Space Marine army, but I don't know how I would use it logistically because they're so old compared. Damn, lucky you. I want to go to Warhammer World. It's on my bucket list. Vampire Masquerade. Now I kind of want to look that up because that sounds like an interesting like game system. But I'm being thrown off by it by Jake there. Jake is being a little aggressive, I would say. But he's always been aggressive, so I will tolerate it for now. There's so many systems, like RPG systems I want to use and try. But none of my friends are like interested in trying or doing like a game. I reached out to some friends that I was doing D&D with, and they haven't gone back to me yet. Okay, I'm gonna like vent a little bit. I'm annoyed, but I need to keep my like ego and stuff in check while I'm saying this. I just kind of need to vent. I messaged the group chat asking if they wanted to do an RPG system, the Never Going Home one, because I at least want to play it once. And then they asked, one person asked what it was. I said it. They didn't reply. And then they were messaging in the Magic the Gathering chat that they added me to about the new like avatar cards coming out. Which, I mean, they're cool, but I'm like, okay, I got two of the guys from that chat replying. One of them I didn't think would be replying because he's busy doing like other stuff, so he doesn't have time to like do an RPG game. But then like two other ones that are also in it, I'm like, okay, so you guys are talking here. You rather talk about Magic than other things. This kind of sucks. Maybe I need to pick some better D&D friends. But I also have to keep in mind, they're more into Magic than I am. I'm not... I play it because of them. Not that I always enjoy it. I'm learning to enjoy it. But I'm more into, like, tabletop games and RPG system stuff like that. So... Good night, Hannibal. I hope your tournament goes well for tennis. They are. They get so devout that they decide to open up a Magic store. It's not a bad thing. It's awesome that they're into a hobby. It's just like... It's tough being interested in one hobby and wanting to do it with those friends and not everyone else being interested in it. Also, Jake, very lucky for you for being in the UK. I'm realizing how many people... Oh, wait a minute. I gotta close the music because it's gonna switch up. But let me... No, they're definitely like my friends. Like, they invite me to the games. They actually invite me first to D&D because I have run. I haven't run a D&D game for them, but I was a part of a D&D game, which we do want to do. I've been friends with them before they got into Magic and all that. But here's the thing I said earlier too. They're playing like Magic the Gathering on Tabletop Simulator, and I want to join them a little bit just to hang out and chat with them, but I'm also trying to put my nose at the grindstone here and get this stuff done. Yeah, you just get a big like list of games you want to try. Quar is... I've kept up with Quar a little bit, mostly because of Mishmash. That's another interesting game. I don't know if I'd try it. Maybe I would. I'd get like a very small group. Or I'd probably join like... I'm not sure like what I would do, but I would... I'd definitely try it. I would give Quar a try. I do realize now for like the Nurgle colors, I should have gone with a lot darker of a green and then build up to brighter. Like I should have used my angel green compared to green skin, but oh well. I'll bring this up close to the camera at some point. I know it's very far away and you guys can't see the colors all too well. Actually, I'll bring it up a little bit. So, going from the blue over to the red, try not to get light in too much. And I'm doing the green now. The green's a little more subtle than probably intended to be, but yeah. I kind of wish, I do want to mix the colors, like blend together and be like, oh, they blend in together. But in reality, it's a magic cloak. They're not going to blend. The Chaos Gods are going to keep separate to themselves as much as possible from everything else. Like if it was up to either one of the Chaos Gods, they would take full control over his cape. Yeah, no, I was doing the 4 Chaos Gods, but I did say during that stream it could be a pride flag as well. But no, it's the 4 Chaos Gods. Because for my buddy, and he was okay with this, I've done a shoulder pad for each of the Chaos God legions, or like chapters or whatever they are. So I figured, hey, I'm going to do it on Abaddon's cloak. And what happens is, depending on what he's doing, he gets more or less favor with the Chaos Gods. So sometimes it could be completely purple with like a couple strips of green, red, and blue. Or it could be like blue, or it could be red. It could be like a majority of 2 colors. But it's never one solid color, and it's never 2 solid colors. There's always a strip of green or like red, or just there's always a small strip of the other colors in there. I wanted to show that he tries to keep it a balance and keep undivided as much as possible, but it's a hassle. He's trying to keep chaos itself undivided. That is a hard thing to do. So I tried the best as possible to make it as even, but it's not perfect, and it's not going to be perfect. Nor should it be. I also haven't seen like any models of people doing this, so I wanted to be something. What, are you saying chaos isn't divided? Was I saying it wrong? I wouldn't be surprised if I was. Oh, chaos isn't perfect. No, it's not. But you make do with what you have. Some days I do feel bad for Abaddon. He is put into a position that no mortal or immortal man should do. Slanesh, though. Even with Slanesh, you can try to get to perfect. You'll never get perfect. That's the sad thing. You'll never do anything perfect. And even when you hit something perfect, you're going to push it and then make it imperfect. You're going to go too far. You're going to go past perfect and then just loop back around to, like, imperfect. What's up, Paint Games? Welcome to the channel. I feel like I have seen this name before. Where have I seen this name before? Ah, yes! I figured I... Yes, okay. I'm like, I know I saw that name before. I can't remember where. Yeah. I really enjoyed their streams. I need to catch more of their stuff. That was my first time ever seeing their stream, and I really enjoyed it. So... yeah, I know. I am East Coast time zone. So for me, it's 7:20 p.m. I'm sure it's a lot later for you. Yes. Speedling is a... I almost... they're a YouTuber that I saw on Wednesday before I started stream, and I was in their chat talking. They were working on a Chaos Demon Pimp, which I thought was really funny. I will admit, when I was texting in chat for a little bit, I was driving back home. I was trying to pay attention, but don't text and drive. Don't do what I did. New Zealand. They're the most famous New Zealand yeah, I don't know their gender, nor do I want to know their gender, but I really liked their personality and what they were working on. So that's why I started following their channel and following them on Twitch and joined their Discord. I haven't said anything yet in the Discord, but yeah. Yes. Yes. Actually, yeah, they did say their next stream would be Minecraft. I recommended that they wanted to pin something down. I was thinking of green stuff or blue tack or something to hold it, but I just said tape, and they actually taped their model to a box and then started hacksawing it. But yeah, I enjoyed the content, and I will be popping in there a little bit more. But anyway, it is good to see you, Paint Games. I hope you are enjoying the stream. I've been in the hobby for a year and a half. I'm very new to the hobby. Dude, if you need to go to bed, go to bed. I'm not going to hold you up to sit here and watch. I appreciate you want to stay and watch. I will say that first. But your health is more important than sitting and giving a view to a random YouTuber. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I always forget to do this every once in a while. Boop. My bad. I forgot my little guy. Every once in a while, I always forget to do the little PNG guy. Oh no, I usually when people ask how long I've been into it, I know I'm a baby to the whole hobby thing. I jumped into Warhammer pretty heavily. I will admit, I'm sitting at 4 armies, not completely built. I currently have 4,000 points in Space Marines, I think. I think it's 4,000. Could be more, could be less. Excuse me. And then I have 1,000 point in Guard. I now have close to 2,000 points in Custodes and over 1,000 points in Tyranids. But the Chaos models are not mine. I'm doing them for a friend because I'm trying to get him into Warhammer, and he is getting into it. So, yeah. I wish I got into Warhammer a lot earlier. The Primera stuff came out when I was in high school, which was 2016. And I wish I got into it around that time. I didn't. I feel like if I did get into it, would I be more in debt or less? I think I'd be less in debt, but have a lot more. I am not a boomer. I am like either millennial or Gen Z. I don't know. Actually, it doesn't fucking matter. Sorry for my language there, but I've honestly given up on like trying to figure out where I sit in the whole like Gen Alpha boomer type discussion. At the end of the day, you get to a point where it doesn't matter anymore. Damn. That is a good list. I do have some Necron models. I have the Necron kill team currently. Yeah, people like putting labels on stuff, and we just don't need to do that. Like, we're all humans at the end of the day. We're all a part of our own little generation bubble thing, but but yeah, going back a bit to it, I have a few different kill teams. I would say kill team wise, I have the new Typhon box that came out. Ah, lucky you. I want to take my... Wow, 6,000 points. That's so many points, like, depending on what you get for models. But just, it's in my head. Like, what I have for kill team-wise, I have the newest Typhon, or the newest Tyranid kill team that was in the Typhon box. I have that box, which also comes with the AdMech. I gotta build those guys. I have 2 guard kill teams. I have a custom Space Marine kill team I built for myself, which I should use at some point, but I don't know if I will. What else do I have? I have the Necron one, I said. I definitely can make a Custodes one. I did see the Sisters and Night Lord kill team. I want the Sisters of Battle. I will admit. I want that Sisters of Battle kill team, and I feel like if I get it, it gives me a reason to get Celestine. I want Celestine for my collection. I don't want to play Sisters of Battle. I just want to have certain models in my collection. I will admit if I'm close to any sort of character when it comes to Warhammer in general, I am... What's his name? He's a Necron. I'm forgetting it. Trazyn. I feel very akin to Trazyn. Trazyn, however people pronounce it. I am a collector through and through. I want to put everything in a diorama and put it on a shelf and show it off. But yeah, now I have like 2 kill team boxes I want to get. I want to get the new Deathwatch kill team and also get those Necron models. And I want to get the Sister of Battles one. I'd probably give... No, not probably. I would give the Night Lords to my Chaos friend. Like, I would make it be a part of his Chaos army. I want to see an image of those. Are they literally the Maid Marines? I would love to see your models if they are the Maid Marines. I find them so funny. To be honest, if there was any chapter that I'd be okay with having as like female Space Marines, it'd probably be the Maid Marines. I am currently working on my own custom Space Marine chapter. I'm working on like the home world and my scheme and all that stuff. It's been a very slow process. I love it. Don't they wear like pink and stuff? I'm sure I've seen images of it. I'm going to add little splotches of brighter green to make it more sickly looking because it is Nurgle. Yes, I have seen My Hero Academia. I haven't finished it, but I've seen it and I know how it ends. I have a lot of animes that I should catch up on. Like Don is on my list of animes I want to watch. But I've seen My Hero. I should watch it. I think on my list of any animes, if I had to watch first, would be One Piece. I'm getting to the point where they're going to do the time skip. Oh, yeah. Okay, so they're like the muscular buff anime one. Or superhero. I don't... Nope. They don't have earth powers. I forget what their powers are, but they're in brown. Their colors are brown. That's what I'm picturing for the buff guy. I understand, like, they all got the cat theme. Damn. I kind of find it crazy that, like, another person I saw in another YouTuber stream is here. Small world. Oh, what? I didn't even realize you joined the Discord. Welcome. Welcome to this Discord. Yes, for all those new, I do have one. It is completely free. I do not want to put anything behind a paywall. Yes! I have seen these guys online before. That is hilarious. I love them. I love the Terminator armor. And I can see the Necron and I saw the Tyranids as well in the background. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, I don't watch many streamers. Every once in a while I do like pop into other streams. But no, most of the time I spend watching like YouTube shorts and all that, but I don't know what caught my like attention to Speely's channel. Speedling? The problem is that they are a big slog to get done. Takes me just a week to Oh, I bet. Oh, yeah, I bet it does take a while to get all that sculpted. Because it looks like it's all in green stuff, right? At least I assume it's all in green stuff. forgot to go up and color for the green on the other side. I've been so focused on doing one side that I need to do the other. I'm not doing the blue and red, but I'm doing the green and purple because they will show up. Just to give you guys a closer look. That's the blue coloring. You can kind of see the red, not really. If you're in person, you can see a bit better. And then you can see the green now. The green I kind of messed up on, but it's Nurgle, so it's fine. And now I'm working on Slaneshes. I will admit, I want to talk about my own custom Space Marine chapter so bad, but I want to wait until I'm done with the homebrew and stuff to, like, talk about it. You said, yes, it is green stuff. I've gone better with sculpting materials. I have 2 more in the works. Another Terminator and Intercessor. Nice. You know, okay, so I do have a favorite model when it comes to Space Marines, and those are the Blade Guard vets. But out of all the battle line units, my favorite one is actually the Assault Intercessors. They're the first ones that I bought and decided to paint. But just something about, like, their armor and the way they look, I'm a very big fan of. Paint Game says lore is loyalist chapter. Got lost in warp, making them mutant gain cat ears, tails, and the need to act like cat maids. Welcome to the Pertalons. They are actually a loyalist, like, chapter. I thought they were a fan-made one. I'll have to double check, but that is hilarious. I love Warhammer sometimes for that type of stuff. Okay. Yeah, honestly, it makes sense that they're a fan made because I don't think GW would ever make something like that. It's far too cutesy for Warhammer. You basically did a fanfic for fanfic. Nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. It just means you like it. You just like someone else's work and you want to do it yourself as well. If I was a creator and someone, like, took some art of mine, okay, I'm not saying art thieves. I wouldn't be happy if it was an art thief or someone that blatantly stole my design, but if they were inspired by my design to create, like, their own chapter or their own lore, stuff like that, I would feel a bit of pride in myself for it. I don't know if you will do this, Paint Games, but if you ever get a knight model, I feel like you should also make it be a cat maid. Excuse me. Okay, I will have to check out the Discord in a moment. This is what happens when I end up painting. I get distracted by chat and get pulled off, and I don't get as much done as I want to. But I'm also here to enjoy it, because so many of you guys have, like, such cool stuff to share. You missed it. Everyone missed it earlier. I was actually showing off a couple people's models on stream before it went off. I showed Fat Man Paints model. He did a old Apothecary one, and I showed off Aatrox's one. But now I have more. Oh, that's a cool Terminator. Not Terminator. Dreadnought. That's the word. I want to build a 30k Dreadnought at some point. Oh, those are some cool tanks. Is that... That's a 30k Angron? Holy crap. Nope, there's another angle. I like your friend in the background. I don't know, I like that model in front of him as well. Damn. That's cool. I gotta put that on my list of places to check out. I want to go back overseas again at some point. I want to go see the UK, and there's a few other places I want to check out, but the UK is high on the list of places I want to check out. But I hope you guys are enjoying the stream and all that. I am happy to have such fine guests here tonight, I will say. I like talking about Warhammer and gushing over everything. I feel like if I'm gonna... Oh god, I don't know if I'd bring my Warhammers overseas with me. I feel like if I do that, I have to bring like a 500 or 1,000 point model total. I can't do a full 2,000 points. You gave me more. No! Okay. If I ever go to Warhammer World, I will post it in the Discord. About, like, what I do. And, luckily enough, I think I would be able to easily bring, like, 1,000 points. It just wouldn't be anything big. I'd love to go with friends. It'd be... Oh, depending on how it goes. I'm very sketchy when it comes to, like, talking to people online, I will admit. Because I don't feel like you can really trust people 100% on the internet. But if I did have enough UK viewers and they want to do a meetup, I would definitely be interested in doing that. Okay, you posted... There's some casual pics of my two armies fighting each other. 100 and... I'm going to just say 120 models present, 17 aren't painted. Oh, I love the way the Necrons look. Are those the guard? They are! Yeah, I used to trust people really easily. And then I just learned over time, like, don't do that. Is that a knight? That is a knight model. Oh, that's so cool. Sorry, I'm just gushing about it. I love seeing other people's models and artwork. It gets me inspired to, like, do some of my own stuff. Yeah, I will admit, I wish I bought 3D printed... I'm saying this in general. I wish I bought 3D printed models in general. I have one 3D printed, like, guard model I bought before I bought guard models. It's this guy. Yes, I love art in general. Art is awesome. You don't consider mini painting art? People put, like, so much work into, like, working into it. But I kind of got distracted as well before I could finish my thought. Seeing other people's models inspires me to also do, like, improve my models and try new things as well. And I love seeing everyone else's, like, models and art and all that stuff. Like, I lost my train of thought because I got distracted by models, and now I don't remember what I was initially talking about. Uh, I gotta build my knight model. I have the like Canis Rex knight model box. It's in storage right now because I'm getting ready to move, which I am despising right now, but it's pretty easy. But I want to build that knight model. I have a Baneblade too I want to build. I want to build that Baneblade so bad. I did just get an art dump. There was so much art being shown, it just short-circuited my brain. I will admit that I get too pedantic when it comes to my own models. Like, I want to make everything like parade ready, and I don't like doing a lot of battle ready models. I'm learning now it's okay to do battle ready. But a lot of times I don't like doing battle ready. But I also hate sitting down and taking forever to paint a model as well. So I have to find this happy medium. You posted drawings on Discord as well? Oh boy. Okay. Getting distracted again. Looking at the Discord. What do we got going on here? That was a terrifying machine. Some of those are pretty good. I like the demons and the Hollow Knight one. Is that a Nurgle or Slanesh like piece of art? No, that's that looks like AOS. You did like one of the Dryads or something like that. I couldn't remember their actual name. Oh, that's a big 30k knight. Nice. I feel like most people that are into Warhammer end up doing a lot of like writing and other art as well. And I'm saying that because some people like doing homebrew lore for themselves and they get really good at writing. Oh, most of those are OCs. I was gonna say, like, they all look like Warhammer stuff. Okay, I think that's good for that layer. Now we'll go over to the other side. I do some drawing myself every once in a while, but I realize I'm not much of a creature or person like drawer. I'm more interested in drawing maps and how would I describe what I currently did? I'm going to show something real quick that I've been working on. I've said this a little bit. I don't know if some of the people are here or not. Okay. Actually, no. I'm going to stay focused on painting. I was going to show a homebrew hive city that I'm kind of working on for my own custom chapter, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. I don't want to spoil anything for people. Oh, that's really cool that you get to, or that you've drawn up all that OC art. I also like that night model as well that Jake posted. Interesting. Interesting. So you're doing your own sci-fi world. Wonder if I should make a writing corner for the Discord. Because I just made like a homebrew Warhammer lore and a Warhammer lore in general for people. Maybe just having a writing corner would be good. Where people can post short stories. What am I doing? Here we go. Okay. You said the ship is the main human battleship that I... Oh, battleship. Just a casual 18-kilometer long ship with a micro star for it to power the core of the gun. That's 2 kilometers. Oh, jeez. Is that just a regular spaceship in general, or is that a Warhammer spaceship? I assumed it was like a Warhammer ship because those are ridiculously big. Some of them are. Yes, micro and macro are definitely bigger. Oh, and it's a ship for your own sci-fi world. Okay. It had very Warhammer themes in it, which is why I assume. But doesn't mean you can't be inspired. And then going to Jake. He says, I'm going for the bone armor color. And I've gone a bunch of... I'm not... Oh, Mechanicum to match, hopefully. I had to think for a second how that word is said. And then it all clicked. Fair enough. I feel like a lot of people are. The newest white dwarf. Oh, really? Well, I guess when I get out of work, not work, Sunday. I'll go down Sunday to my local game store and grab a white dwarf then. I haven't grabbed one as well. Comes with a poster and base transfers. Oh, you're fine. Yeah, you are completely fine, Jack. I can't read. I honestly cannot read. Sometimes it takes me a second or two to realize what people are typing and saying. If you go up earlier in chat, I read the word masquerade as mosquito. And it made Jake here go off. He was having quite the time. Also reading, I actually read up on different media worlds, mostly anime, and I put my humanity against them to figure out what I need to counter them. Example, super fast vampires. Well, 18 mech gun tank. Oh, jeez. I will keep an eye for issue 515. I know people said that a little bit earlier. I just kind of like read chat and try to catch up on things when I can. Machine gun tank. Am I not saying that right? I thought I was saying machine gun tank. But maybe that's not the word you're typing. I am liking how this purple is looking. Okay. I feel like most of this stream is just going to be me painting up Abaddon's cloak. And I feel a little bit bad about that. Thank you. I am trying... I know this will be his like centerpiece model for his army. So I'm trying to make it look good. I've never done sub-assembly before, so I'm trying that for the first time. So I know this is the back of it. Most will be covered with the model. So the blue doesn't have any highlights. Red doesn't. Green gets a little bit. The purple definitely gets some. Flipping it over. Trying to make it so the light actually hits it and you guys can see it. We got the purple. I'm probably going to... I've been using Nagroth Knight as the base and mixing it the whole time with Spellbound Fuchsia. And I'm going to use Spellbound Fuchsia for the final highlights on it. But we got the purple. We got the green. The red, I based it with Corn Red and moved up to Dragon Red. I used a mixture of Citadel and Army Painter, just so people know. And then with the blues, I used Regal Blue and Deep Azora. And I just mixed and brought them all up. The greens, I used Greenskin, Eternal Hunt, and Emerald Forest as the final ones. What do you mean get lore dumped? Where are you putting the lore? Oh, you threw it in Warhammer Mini. Okay. Use blue for red. I'm not sure we knew that, but I am going to have to read that a bit later. But I will say, Paint Game Minis, you have now made me decide to add a new section to the Discord. And that will be the creative writing section. I'll do that after stream. So that will be after stream we get that. Okay. I'm going to set the cape to the side because if I touch anything else on it, I'm going to pull paint off. And the last section I need to do is the cloak and all that. So, I do need to keep those two together. Now we're actually going to do Abaddon himself, finally. Excuse me. I need to the side. I will keep that in mind. I'll keep that in mind. I didn't want to mix any of the blue and reds together. I probably should have, so I could have saved paint. I didn't because each of the colors represents a different chaos god, and I didn't want to mix colors together and then put them on. No, I got a wet palette. It's right here. This is my wet palette. I got the Army Painter one. I keep it off to the side. There's You guys only need to focus on right here. All my other stuff can sit to the side. I might take a sip of water. If you haven't yet, get up, stretch your legs, drink some water, stay hydrated, be healthy. Okay. I try to say that every once in a while to chat. I know it's very dad-like. I don't like that at all. I used to use a Tupperware with like paper towel, like yeah, just paper towels and then random paper on top of it. But I just figured, you know what? I'm gonna actually buy a wet palette. It's better, at least that way. I just wanted to buy one. So now I have a question, at least for myself. Do I want to dry brush on white and then do it that way and use speed paint? Or do I want to keep this black and just work on the trim? I think for the way this model is, I should keep it black the way it is. It's going to be so much golden stuff. I do have a gray. I know people always use gray. I just like sticking with white. I've always used white. Initially, like when I bought paints, I got the Army Painter starter set and it only came with white. I feel like I should, and I know if I dry brush it, it's going to look a little bit heavy. I should dry brush it just because I have other parts that aren't going to stay black. So such as like his dick tabard, his hair, the skulls and stuff, like those should get dry brushed. Everything else, I don't know. Well, I'm glad you got water. I also say to myself, because I don't know how often streamers actually like get food and water and stretch their legs. Like they sit down for so long, and I feel like they need to get up and like stay healthy. So that's why I started doing it. Plus, it also makes the voices realize that they have needs as well. Which, by the way, I call chat the voices because they're all conflicting. They usually yell at me. You know what? For this one, I will use gray. I have a few choices on my gray colors. Do I want to go with a dark gray or go up to like more lighter gray? I think I'll use my lighter gray. I did see someone use gray and then lightly dry brush white where they want it to be a little bit brighter on the highlights. So I think I'll do that. And I'll pull out my dry brush. This is my dry brush. A good old random makeup brush that I got. I need this, I don't need the other thing. For a very long while, when I was just getting into Warhammer, I tried to cheap out on so much stuff in the beginning. And then finally I'm like, you know what? I just need to use what I have. Like, I know the Army Painter brushes are not that good compared to what's out there. But for what I have and all that stuff, they are the best I have. And for a long while, I did not use an army painter brush for so long. And I kept using the cheap $9 pack brushes and kept ruining them. Which eventually I just became okay with because they're cheap brushes. They're okay to use. And all that. I will also say, normally, I make my own little dry brush thing. But I don't have one, so I'm using paper towel. Jake says, I was lucky my missus bought me a set of OPS brushes, but I haven't used them yet. My opinion, when it comes to getting brushes, is just use them. If you have them, use them. I also apologize for the shaking camera. I don't have the best setup currently. Like, they're just gonna sit in your shelf and collect dust. It's better if you do, like, use them and get them. And I'm saying that because that's information I had to tell myself. Okay, I will check out that recap in a bit. Actually, the gray isn't too bad. I will probably start using the gray a little bit more. I think for spots that I really want a brighter highlight, I'll then use the I'll use the white after. But this gray is not a bad choice. Honestly, this is like a really good thing to do if I was going to do like a statue. But let's see what Paint Game said. I posted an example of my red cloth recap. My best brushes have been Army Painter. You don't need fancy tools for good painting. I don't have tips for good brushes. I'm cheap. I'll give that a try. I've just done the dry brushing because I'm lazy. That's pretty much it. That is a very nice red. I will have to try that mixture at some point. It's a lot more of a regal red. I will say for the things I really want to be brighter, it is the cloth and the hair is where I want most on. Oh, I don't have a contrast paint. I don't know why that matters. That model is my 2-year celebration model, soon 2 years old. Wow. That is... So that's just 2 years of painting and all that stuff. Actually, I do have some other paint models on my desk that I can show off. So, a little bit ago, I got into an art competition. It ended June or July. This isn't like the full base I put them on, but this was the model I put the most... I'll get him up a little bit closer. This is the model I put the most effort and time into that I did for an art competition. He was not on this base for the competition. I know he looks good. The sad part is I'm changing from this paint style for my army to now a different one. But I probably will still keep him. I'll still keep him the way he is and run him in my army as like a special leader. And another model that I finished up not too long ago and was the first actually big model that I finished. And I say that because I've been sitting on the line, like I have the Lions model for like a half year now I've been sitting on it. Yeah, it's tough. Like for good focus, it needs to be here, but my lights sit like here and here for height. So it gets everything really dark right there. But this is the other big model I've done. And this is how I'm painting like all my Tyranids. This is where I spent the most time doing a lot of like detail work with browns and stuff like that. So, yeah. I really wish I could run this guy as like the leader of my Tyranid army. So now I'm going to make a custom Hive Tyrant that, because I bought another Norn assimilator and stuff. So I am very happy with the Tyranid. I think I have like 3 models I've ever been really proud of. I'll actually grab the rest of the base for our competition piece. I know I'm taking a little break. This is the full art competition piece that I did. I'm going to try not to have things fall off. It's a little bit... Yeah, this isn't on, so I can take this off, but that's the full thing. This is what I initially built and had done for the competition. Let's see if I can get... I don't want to mess with the lights too much, but I want to show off as much as I can. I know it's a distance, you can't really see too much. Once I bring it up, you can see a little more detail, but... The colors for that chapter are based off a homebrew chapter called The Seraphim of the Abyss. I really liked their colors, and at the time, it's what I wanted to do for a chapter. I still might do a couple models in that color, but... Oh, you know what? I might have, like, some of my special models be only in those colors, and then I'll use the rest for other stuff. Let's see, don't be too thick. That is on way too much. So I have a question. Why do people use gray instead of white? Is white just too bright of a color to use on a dry brush? Like, does the gray do more of a subtle highlight? Okay, I'm going to take a look at that entry. That is a nasty looking Nurgle model. Ooh. I like the half colors on that Space Marine. Is that an Alpha Legion? That is Alpha Legion. I just realized that's what it was. It's an Alpha Legion either turning into or turning from a Black Templar. I like them. They're both really nice looking models. Nice. I like that. I do need to be careful. This is when I wish I pinned, like I drilled a little hole and like pinned on the model to something. I should do that. Honestly, yeah, I saw the Kinder Surprise and I'm like, oh, okay. And then I realized it was Alpha Legion. I've never had a Kinder Surprise. I wish America would allow us to have those. But I also realize people in America are not the brightest. I will admit I'm one of them. But I think I'd be smart enough not to eat a whole chocolate egg. Well, like a chocolate egg with a toy inside it, I mean. Excuse me. Okay. Probably took off a little bit more paint than I needed to, but we got... Literally got it done when I walked into the store, took those pictures. And then it went S. Of with my day. And then it went S of my day. Okay. What colors? I'm going to do this in red, or I can do it in brown. I do have a brown contrast paint I could run. Yeah, I understand like they're a kids thing, and the only reason why we don't have them here is because they're choking hazards, or they're supposedly choking hazards. No, Kinder is child in German. Oh, so they're literally called child egg. Oh, okay, the more you know. Okay, I'm going to pull out the colors. Do I want to do a mixture of bronze, or the copper and gold to get bronze, or just do the gold? I think I'll do the mixture. Or could I do it all in copper and then highlight the gold on top? I want to give it a bronze color. That's what I'm kind of thinking. Anyway. Oh, I do have one last thing to dry brush. The base. I literally forgot about the base. It's too late. Gonna go to sleep now. Might not join streams, but might post something on Discord. No worries. I'm glad you popped in. It was nice to chat with you. If you ever make it to a stream, awesome. If not, no worries. Happy to have you in the Discord and stuff. And if I ever post a video, feel free to leave a comment and stuff like that. But yeah, get some sleep and enjoy the rest of your evening. Not that I want to switch up my community. If I'm here, then I know I'm ruining my sleep schedule. Yeah. Yeah, man. Go get some sleep. Go rest up. if you really want to watch my stuff, the VOD will be here on the channel. Excuse me. Okay, sweet. I used to use Templar Black contrast paint, but I always had a hard time with it spreading on. And I tried the normal, like, Grim... I tried Army Painter's Black Speed Paint, and it works pretty damn well. I was pleasantly surprised with how well it actually put on to the models. It was like exactly what I was looking for. I'm only going to try hitting what is actually going to be black. You know, maybe I shouldn't be too scared about painting the Lion's model, because this is like the second kind of big model I've actually painted. Even though he's no bigger than like a Terminator, he's something that's going to be someone's centerpiece model. But I do want to... I'm kind of saving the Lion for when I hit 1,000 subs. Maybe I'll do it at 500. Because that will be the big centerpiece of my Space Marine army. I appreciate that. I don't think I have as much talent as people say. I'm very, like... I don't know. I hold myself to a very high standard on a lot of stuff. Sometimes I'm very lazy about some things, and sometimes I'm very, like... Oh, it has to be, like, perfect or a certain way. But I appreciate you saying that. I really do. And I will build him and paint him. I actually started this channel as a archive for my skills as a painter and stuff, to just like grow. Like, I wanted to see from where I began to where I end up. Model painting isn't the only thing I want to do on the channel here, though. I've talked about it before. I haven't done much more with it, but I am working on a Inquisitor cosplay that I want to do. I read the Inquisitor books Eisenhorn, if you know who that is, and I enjoyed them so much that I decided I was going to make a cosplay for it. I have all the clothes to do it. I'm working on the extra stuff. One of my other hobbies I have is metalworking. Like, I'm into blacksmithing and stuff like that. Excuse me. So one of the things that I made recently is I made the eye for the Inquisitor Rosette. I made this a few months ago out of brass. I got a couple other things that I need to do. I haven't gotten around to it because I don't have the workshop right now either. It's been... I had a workshop. I probably could still go there and do some more stuff again. I need to move this to this side. But I also have like another spot now that I can do it. It's just with my current job, it's been getting the time to do it. Like, on the days that I don't stream are the days I could do it, but I want to do like things with friends and stuff like that. It's learning how to balance everything and adulting. I mean, that just comes with life in general. I have nothing for you here, Fly. Why are you back? We got Nurgle trying to invade my workspace, and I don't want him here. Adulting's no fun, but you have to do it, sadly. If not, then... you know, nothing that needs to get done will get done for you and all that. Another thing that I want to do is I want to put some videos out on the channel. I gotta do some editing. I used to enjoy video editing. Now I have a hard time getting around to doing it. And I have such a backlog right now. Like, every stream that is on my channel is something that I need to go and edit at some point. And all that. But I will get to it, whether I hire an editor eventually or I do it myself. But currently, before like snow starts falling where I am trying to make some extra money in case something happens. I don't know with my job what I will have going on. And that's tough. I work for my parents with their business, and I know I'm getting a little bit personal here, but I'm just kind of chatting and letting people know, like, you know, where things might be in the future. We had something personal come up with it, and their business isn't doing too well anymore. It happened back in January, but yeah, my parents' business like had a fire, and we lost like the whole building and stuff. It doesn't matter now. I don't need people to say like, "Oh, sorry to hear that." Everything, like, it's what happened. With that, I appreciate you saying that, but like I said, it happened back in January. I mean, yes, it sucked. Now, for employee-wise, it's literally just me and one other person. We had 12 employees. Now we have 4, including my bosses. And I got one boss that doesn't want to go back to doing the retail stuff that they were doing before. And I got one boss that wants to go back to doing what they were doing before. They're both married, and they're both my parents. And I'm stuck in the middle, in between it all. So coming here to being able to like paint and chat with people is really nice. It's so nice to like just come and not have to worry about all that. And just have a little outlet for what goes on. I found it funny too. So, what I find funny in the whole situation thing is, at the time, I was focusing more on the channel and doing like really well with getting videos out and stuff like that. And I made like a relatively like decent video at the time. And literally after it got uploaded, that's when the fire happened. And I'm like, am I being punished for doing something that I'm not supposed to be doing? because I do believe in, like, we have, like, a destiny or fate that we're supposed to be doing. And if we're not doing it, we almost get kind of punished for it. And I'm like, if I'm supposed to be working at this business as my job, I don't want that to be my destiny, because I don't like what I do for work all the time. Anyway, that's it. I'm done rambling and venting. Thank you for listening to me. Let's go back to some other stuff, because I don't think everyone here needs to listen to me complain. I appreciate it, but I don't want that to be all my content. I don't want to be Mr. Bitch. Because there is no need to bitch. I still have a roof over my head. I still have food to eat. I get to enjoy my hobby. All is good. All is good right now. That's just all I'm going to say. All is good. Okay. So, I got the black down, which I think looks better than the initial black we had on before. Oh, yeah. I've been trying to be positive. Actually, coming here and, like, chatting with everyone has been quite positive. But, as I was saying, we got his armor black being done. Now, I really should do the gold trim, because that is going to take the longest to do. I have painted Chaos Chosen for this friend as well. And that took a really long time doing their edges and stuff. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a 1-part mixture of true copper and a 1-part mixture of greedy gold. And that will get me my bronzes brashish color, kind of. I've done it with the Terminators. Here, these were guys I experimented on. Some of them have a much more coppery looking armor trim. Some have more of that gold, because it just meant how much I actually mixed. I like how... I like the more goldish looking ones over the copper. Also, depending on how far I go with Abaddon, I might do the bone colors on these guys. Because really, all these Terminators only need is the bone color painted on them, and then other words. I'm forgetting other words. Like any cloth bits, but I can do something special with those. So, staying focused. Okay, that's 1 part that. Or at least 1 squeeze. I will admit, I'm so tempted to go buy Warhammer models tomorrow, but I don't need to buy any more. It's 1 part gold. I don't even know what I want to buy. Like, I know what I want to buy, but I don't know, like, what I need or if I really should buy it. If that makes sense. Like, I want to buy 30k models to add into my Space Marine models, but I also want to get, like, some proper transport models. Because I have no transport in my army whatsoever. And that has been the biggest flaw for my Space Marines to, like, hurdle the jump over. And I think why I haven't won any of the big games I've been in. I have, like, a Land Raider Crusader, but it's not a regular Land Raider. And I can't build it as a regular Land Raider. That's a whole other model I have to buy, and I'm a little annoyed at that. And then I have a Impulsor, but that can only carry Phobos armor. It can't carry regular Space Marines. So I'm like, do I have to go buy a Repulsor? I'm just going to kit bash the Impulsor and make it look like a Repulsor. And the Rhino. The Rhino is the biggest thing that I have a grudge with. Because it can only carry models in Tacticus armor. It can't carry any... No, not Tacticus. It can only carry models in tactical armor. It can't carry any other models. No Phobos, no Tacticus, none of that. And I'm like, I bought this Rhino. The Rhino was the first transport I ever bought for my army. And I didn't know that it couldn't carry any other type of models. So I am annoyed that I have this model that I really can't use properly unless I'm like playing with friends and they let me run it like as a normal thing, which I might do. But I'm going to probably kit bash that into a Chimera and run it in my guard army as troop transport. Because that's another thing I don't have, is I don't really have any mobility in my guard army. But I'm open to suggestions for other models I could throw in that would help with my problem. Oh no. The hell are they talking about in... Sorry, I was just reading another chat. Not that I should be reading any other chats. I got friends into the Discord messaging, and I'm trying to keep up with that as well a little bit. Dude, if you need to go to sleep, go to sleep. I don't want to hold you up here. It's just like how I said to Paint Games. Like, I appreciate people wanting to be here and want to you know, support the channel and all that, but your health and stuff comes first. I don't think I'm finishing Abaddon tonight. I don't think I even planned on finishing him tonight, because there's so much more I have to do to him, but I feel like we're getting a really good first step. OSRS as well. I don't know what that is abbreviated, but I'm going to... But I hope that game's going well. That's what I'll say. I hope it's going well for you. No, I figured most people that are watching me are multitasking, and they have me on in the background and just listening to some random salamander yap on the stream. What is it? Oh, I should have known. I got friends that play old school RuneScape, and they've like used that abbreviation before. Well, I think they say OSR, but the S at the end, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, old school RuneScape. I've definitely tried old school RuneScape. I didn't play it when I was younger, so I didn't see the appeal of it. I got into it like in high school and a little bit in my early 20s, but never really got that into it. I'm sure if I was younger and I was playing it, it'd seem like a lot more fun. But because I'm kind of spoiled on the games that I did play, I wasn't a big fan. I got spoiled by graphics. Like, Skyrim was the first big game I'd say I played. Then maybe Minecraft. What is... I can't see his back. Oh, no, yeah, I can. Okay, so that's mostly just metal. The gold's a little bit much, I will admit. Like, the box art isn't gold, but honestly, black and gold just hits so damn hard. Black and gold, black and bronze, whatever I'm trying to get. It's black and shiny metal colors go well. I'm 27 years old. That is my age. I don't know how young that really makes it to everyone else that is in chat here. I'm sure most of the people that watch me are like much older than me, but yeah, I graduated high school in 2016. And yeah. I'm an old man to some people and a young child to others. We're not that far off. I played with a couple people at my Warhammer store that are like 32, 35, some in their 50s. I'm not the youngest person there. The youngest person there is someone's kid that they bring. But it does feel like some days I am the youngest person that walks into a Warhammer store. I know one day that will not be the case. It has been fun trying to play catch up on all the lore and stuff in Warhammer. Because there's like 35, 45 years of Warhammer lore trying to play catch up on. What do you mean your paint scheme for your Chaos Marines might be changing? What sort of color scheme are you going with now? The painting progress. Okay. No, that's fair enough. I feel that. Sometimes I get bored of a certain process of doing things. So I have to change it up. Yes, yeah, that old school World Eater color is just a little bit different. could. You got me thinking a little bit, like you could. I think what you should do is you should get a bunch of models that you're okay with, like, cleaning up with afterward. I do know you paint Chaos, but maybe finding, like, an easy model to test the scheme on and see how it looks from there. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's honestly what we gotta, like, remember as people that paint and stuff. It's easy enough just to strip a model back down to its bare colors and all that. Yeah, I took off all that gray paint and stuff on my fingers. I can feel it just going back to the base colors. I'm going to bring him up to the light a little bit. That is not bad for a gold color so far. He's actually not going as bad as I thought he was. Or at least I thought he would be. The Chosen were definitely a lot more to paint than this guy. I don't need to, you can just say BRB. I don't need to know it's a bathroom break. But I appreciate you telling me. God, this chat. I will say, hopefully he doesn't leave it like Nurgle in there. That'd be disgusting. I've seen some nasty bathrooms, and Nurgle has definitely been in those places. No. I mean, okay, if Jake wants to know that, privately message Jake. I don't want to know that. I don't want my chat being that kind of weird. I'm okay with, like, a little bit kooky weird, but not, like, that style weird. I should probably do a second layer of this gold on top of the black. But I'm also okay with the black showing through just a little bit. It makes it more, like, darker and dingy of a color. Oh, okay. Damn, I do not have a response to that. I concede to you. This YouTube channel is now yours, Jake. You do with it as you please. You can now entertain everyone, and I will do something different. Yes, I agree with you, Rory. Jesus. Okay. What makes Abaddon so much nicer to paint compared to the Chosen? Like, I'm actually curious what makes me enjoy painting this current trim over the other guys. Like, you know what it was? I think it's because I had to paint so many at a time. Like, that was 5 or 6 models compared to just doing one. Like, it's easy enough to just do one model. All that. He's honestly not that much bigger. Sorry, get off my arm. He's not much bigger than a normal Space Marine and Terminator armor. Like, let me try to show them side by side. Well, no, this guy in Terminator armor is hunching a little bit. Let's see if I can find my tallest Terminator armor. This is the tallest Terminator armor next to Abaddon. Yeah. Abaddon is a little bit bigger. Is Abaddon the size of a Primarch model? He might be. Unless, like, that's kind of crazy, like, if he's actually that big. I thought he would be, around the same, like, at the very least, the same size of a Terminator. And stuff like that. I mean, maybe the Chaos Gods have given him so much power that he has grown a little bit. He's been eating his Chaos Wheaties. So that honestly could be like what has made him bigger. Just that swelling of power. But I honestly think it's because I'm working on one model. If I was doing like 5 Abaddons right after the other one, I think that's when I would get a little bit bored and annoyed with doing all the gold. But because I'm doing like different parts each in there, here's the other thing too. I know the claw that Abaddon uses is the same claw that like Horus used to kill the Emperor and a Primarch. Is Abaddon the size of Horus back during the Great Crusade? I know each of the Primarchs were like a different size. I think canonically the shortest one was Rogel Dorn. I'm trying to remember his name. Not Vulcan. I think Vulcan was the tallest one without altering his height. I'm trying to think of the Thousand Suns. Magnus. Magnus, canonically, from what I've heard, can change his height to be like any height he so chooses. So he is technically the tallest Primarch. But Vulcan is like the tallest out of them all if Magnus didn't change his height. I mean, I get why they made Abaddon bigger too. It's for more detail, and he's supposed to be a bigger, imposing model. If you just made him the same size as like a regular Space Marine or guy in Terminator armor, then people could just like kit bash their own Abaddon out of Terminator armor and some other stuff. And GW does not want to lose money that way. You know what? I'm going to, just because I can, I'm going to paint that eye gold. And I'm going to throw on a green speed paint on top of it anyways. Although, isn't the eye supposed to be red? It is supposed to be red. F it. I'm making mine green. I like green over red. I have full creative freedom. One, because this is a gift to my friend, but also the friend gave me full creative freedom. He wants to see what I do with Abaddon. Yes. Yes. I'm becoming very happy with the way this is looking. I will have to do a little bit of cleanup here and there on some parts of it, but also I think I could just as easily put a wash on top and it will look just as good. Okay. Excuse me. Oh yeah, I can make all these gold because they're all bullets that are just flying out of this gun. I like how I still consider it gold even though I did try to mix it with copper. Didn't really do what I wanted to. Wow, that is way too much on there. Big old shiny boy. I really do like metallic colors. as much as possible. I'll be back in a moment. I gotta let the dog out. Jesus, everything just fell. What did you say? Go potty. I'm back. As soon as I got up, my leg was wrapped around the cord for my microphone and headset, and it knocked both things over. I might have the strength to actually go on until like 11 o'clock tonight. I know it'll be relatively late for most people, but I think that's what we'll do. I'm tempted to do another stream tomorrow, but I don't think I should. No, there's other things I want to get done tomorrow. I want to finish this model as much as possible, but it's okay to pace myself and wait. Oh, there's gold trim around his foot. God, they put trim everywhere on the Chaos models, huh? things that I'm keeping in mind for the future. One, if I'm going to be painting these models, I need to like drill their foot and have a little wire that sticks out so I can stick it on a piece of cork or something, so I can paint up these bases a little bit better. That is the biggest thing that I will change when I do it in the future. I had a thought pop into my head while I was streaming here, but it only popped in because I was measuring Abaddon compared to other models. Not that they should bring back Horus, but if they were to bring back Horus, would they just do it by having Horus's soul possess Abaddon? I feel like that'd be a really like sad way to end such a unique character for so many people. Like, I think a lot of people love Abaddon to begin with, and to lose him that way I think would be really sad. But it just kind of crossed my mind on like, could Abaddon host the soul of Horus and in theory bring back Horus to the world of 40K? Just a thought. Just a tabletop theory. Okay, one last spot to do the trim. God, this poor goddamn brush. I don't think there's any paint that is worth saving in that mixture. It's far too watery. I think every time I try to water down metallics, it's just not worked out. It's far too thin, and I lose the paint on the model way quicker. There's going to be so much cleanup that has to be done. Excuse me. I don't mean to burp into the microphone. It is not a pleasant thing to hear. There it is. I knew I was missing some stuff. Okay, what else are we making gold on Abaddon? We're going to do the sword. This paintbrush has done well so far for the trim, but it is reaching its end for the night. I have to switch to a new one. Every time I gotta keep putting the point back on the brush and it splits each time. Okay. I think for now the gold trim is done. We got Mr. Black and Gold all done. Would have been better if I could actually get it a proper bronze color, but I think this Abaddon's is here to make a statement. He is here to make a statement in the world. Okay, that sits here, and this needs to sit. I always can't. There we go. Now I got it. Does it actually go like... It does. It actually does. This Abaddon is here to make a statement. He's the worshiper of all 4 Chaos Gods. That is such a good cape color. And we got him from the front. I'm glad I'm painting the cape separate from the rest of the model. Yeah, we'll bring that in. That is looking fantastic. I really shouldn't touch too much more on it, but I am loving what I'm doing so far with it. I'm happy with it, and I think that means my friend will be happy with it. Set him on his base a little bit. Okay. At the very least, I can do what is red, because I have that done. Do you have the power in you, brush, to do the red? I'm going to pray you do. Black, gold, and red. That is quite a color combination there. Welcome back, Jack. I just finished all the gold trim for now on him. I could probably hit it... Sorry, my throat just went. I could probably hit it with a secondary coat of gold. Oh, jeez. I don't need to know about your toilet. I don't need to know about that. Jake did earlier, but I don't. But no, I'll try to get it back on. It's a little tough. I don't want to keep touching certain parts. But we got the back cloak on the model right there. And then I'm going to touch from the back and... Ah, you're fine. I got a couple shit stirs in chat here and there, so... I'm just trying to cut certain behavior before my community gets too weird, but... And then this is from the front. I'm going to do the front cloth completely in red. And all that. I'm going to put that right there. So I am going through and going to do his hair and the cloth in red, like I was saying. I feel proud of it. I hope my friend likes it. I'm thinking I should just get to the point of opening up commissions. It's been a thing I've thought about before, doing here and there. And I do have like a coffee account people could pay. I mean, they can pay for donations to the channel to improve stuff. I don't advertise it. But I also thought about, like, if you want a commission, you can reach out through there and all that stuff. I just don't know what my stuff is worth. Okay, we are going to switch to a different brush because this one is reaching the end of the night. I'll use this one. I'll use my, like, cheapest brush. Yeah, no, I had a conversation with chat before in here, and, like, we've come up with price ideas, but I'll come up with my own pricing on what I decide to do. The hard part with commission as well is, like, I want to do something, but, like, put it out at a good enough time that the customer will be happy. And that's the big thing, like trying to put good quality products in their hand, but also get it out to the customer so that they can use it and all that. I've talked with like one person who I follow on Instagram. They charge like $100 per I think like the basic Space Marine base. Anything higher, it becomes more expensive. But like I said, I'm not planning on doing it anytime soon. It'd be down the road if I ever so choose. You know, right now, just because I've been doing so much more art or painting stuff and all that, I'm like thinking of going to school for art and stuff like that, but like I don't really even think I need a degree as well for that kind of stuff. I would just go to college because I never went to college. I'm like interested in going, but I don't know. I didn't spend as much time as I should have, but I had friends that went down to school in Boston, and I'd go like once a year to go hang out with them down there, like either in the spring or fall, like when they were just leaving school or just getting back into school. And I wish I went down more. Like, it was a lot of fun when I did go down. We would take the bus and stuff like that, but we would pretty much walk from, like, one end of Boston to the other. And there were so many good food places. So many. I want to go back down just for the food. It has been quite a few years since I've been down there. They were going to graduate during COVID, and I was going to go to their graduations. But then COVID hit, and no one ever graduated. And I felt like, and I still feel like, a big milestone for my friends was missed. Now they probably don't care. I feel like I missed out also on this milestone. Like, if I was there for the graduations, I probably wouldn't feel that way about it. But because there were no graduations, that never happened. Now I just have to wait till if I have kids and when they go to college, and that's when I'll experience it. but that's not really the way I want to experience it. That's even if I ever have kids. I was spending my Friday night on YouTube streaming The Strangers painting Warhammer models. My future is looking bright as hell for me. I fully enjoy being here and doing this. But I am trying to get out of the house a little bit more when I do have the chance. Because being cooped up. Oh yeah, they still got their degree. They all still got degrees. They had like online graduation diploma stuff. Just at the time, like before COVID was happening, and I mean, I know a lot of people lived through it as well and they experienced it, but for anyone that, you know, kind of didn't, or at least mentality like what you expect, you kind of like expect to have a big ceremony when you finish college, and like then you move off to be an adult. And even though like I didn't go to college, I got to experience the college life a little bit with friends and all that, and I was looking forward to seeing like the big like graduation, everyone throw up their cap and have a, you know, just giant celebration. But like I said, that never happened. We all had to stay in quarantine for, oh god, how long? Was it 3 years and then people just gave up on it? Like maybe 2. People just, the first year people like definitely kept with it. The second year people started to give up on it. By all technicality, I think we're still supposed to be in quarantine for COVID. I'm not sure though. People just, they just stopped caring over time. Because they just knew it didn't matter. I mean, I do feel bad for the people that did lose their lives during COVID. I'm not trying to sugarcoat that at all. I'm just thinking back on my life on like each step where I was each year and what happened. It's nice to look back on it every once in a while and just kind of see where you came from. Is his hair red on the thing? Oh yeah. Wait a minute. Do I have his hair going in the wrong direction? I do. So, here's the box art. Can you see which way his hair is going? Can you see which way I have his hair going? I think I messed up that a little bit. Yeah, it's too late now. His hair's blowing in the wind. God, no wonder why it looks weird. His cape is blowing forward. Or his cloth in between is. His cape is blowing one way. His hair's going the other direction. Get bashed, don't worry. I just put it on and it fit right away. Oh, I just painted a horn red that did not need to be red. Actually, I should do that gold. close it off at 10. I'd have a good hour stream if I did it until 10 o'clock tonight. Not 10 hour, 4 hour. Why? Where was I getting the 10 hour from? I will say, to make up for all this chaos, we're going to have a big Imperium push next week. We're going to see a lot of Imperium models and stuff like that get done. We got to offset the chaos with a little bit of order, I guess. I don't know how orderly the Imperium really is, but that's the word I'm using. Why did my phone just buzz? Am I getting a message on Facebook? I'm not even keeping track of that. Ah, I did. Whatever. Doesn't matter. How long have we been going for? We're at 3 hour and a half. Cool. Damn, do I need to add more? Hopefully this is not going to make it too bad. Nope, but that revitalizes the color. Awesome. Okay. I was able to add a little bit of water and get some of the color back in to the paint that's dried on the palette. Fly, get the... Maybe I will have this model play in the Warhammer game with my friend tomorrow. If I get it to the point that I can just glue it to the base. Nah, I probably shouldn't, because as soon as I do, I wouldn't be able to glue on the cape and stuff to the back. We'll hold off until he's done. I'm excited for my friend to use them, but he needs to be finished before he can use them. Damn hair. The winds of change are what blows his hair. Is that even hair, or is it just a squig? I wouldn't be surprised if it was just a squig on Abaddon's head. Now we go up to the next red. Just do a lighter red on top. dog was just being weird. I think he was trying to make himself a little bed. He kept piling all the clothes. I haven't taken care of my dirty clothes yet. But he was piling them all into a big pile so he could lay on them. He kept trying to fluff them. And I just looked at him like, what are you doing? You're being so weird right now. Okay. I think that little bit of red is done. I do got one more spot I want red on the front of him. I'm going to try and get it. I want that little eye on his belt red. And I ask and I shall receive. There we go. Abaddon is coming together. I will say the eye on his shoulder is going to be green, though. It is red in the art, but I wanted that green color more. This is going way too fast, I feel like. I feel like this should take me way longer than it has. Maybe I have gone that much better. I mean, there are things I can do to make him a bit better. I could retouch up some of the gold sections. I still do have a long way to go. I still have to paint the face. I have to do the sword. I have to do the other metallics. So there are definitely some steps to go onward. That is a decision. What do I want to do now? You know what? I'm going to pull out a contrast paint. Because his sword is a very bright demonic blue. It's not even gold. It's actually red on that. And I mixed together my two colors. My contrast paint likes to separate very easily. Hi, what's up, Bean? You know what? I don't think this is a bad spot to end for the night. I think for tonight, this is an okay finishing off point. We got his cape pretty much complete, and I think that's where most of my time went. That's why I feel like I can do a little bit more on him, because I haven't pushed some final parts here and there. So, I hope everyone has enjoyed the stream. It has been a pleasure having everyone here. Oh, yeah, no, I literally just decided that. I hope you enjoy the rest of your night, Jake. But yeah, for those that are new, I have a Discord. It's completely free to join. It's not just Warhammer and stuff. It is any sort of hobby that you're into. If whether it be cosplay, writing, metalworking, crafting, or other mini stuff, it's just a place for creators to come and hang out and chat. If you want to support the channel and see things improve and stuff like that, I do have a Ko-fi account that you can donate to, spelled like Kofi. That's also in the channel description. Everything you donate goes right back into the channel, but you don't have to donate either. Just having you here to give support, whether that be liking, chatting, or subscribing, is more than enough just to have you guys here and do that. With that all being said, I want you to go out there and make something awesome. I know you will.